What up, Magic? I'm gonna have to readjust my stuff. I forgot how the screen changes whenever you. Yeah, that's better anyway. So yeah, I love seeing your pre colors. You already going? Wow, you're on it. What time is it? 2:25. All right. Have some coffee. Thank you for the coffee. Excellent coffee, Magic. I'm gonna be working on this guy. Did a little drawing of it yesterday. I figure out these. I like his tongue. His tongue looks cute in the video. His little legs. I'm looking for the legs. They're like super fat, juicy tentacles, like a slug would have. That's the idea. I don't know. If that's what will happen. But I've already pre-started on some of these shapes that I want to have, so I'm gonna be baking some of this stuff while we're doing this. I mean, it doesn't take that long. 15 minutes, right? I could have like 3 things baked in that time. Man, you're quick. You're a quick one. Found this tool. Love this thing. So happy I found it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I saw that box. I saw that you have a hoarded box collection of those pens by the Xbox. How much do you try to get the texture and all that finished before you put it in the oven? I feel like I like handling it more after it's been baked than I do while it's soft because it's just too easy to warp it out of shape all the time. I was gonna try to make it like an actual halo, have the space in between it, but I think it's kind of cute as a halo that hugs the crown too. That's kind of cute. Yeah. Plus, it's more practical in the casting, taking practical considerations into account. Yeah. So I had topics. What did I do with my topic sheet? Did I lose it? See, that's how practical my potheads writing topics down is. Um. Oh, I wanted to talk about Weeble Wobbles. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, is it a good analogy to compare somebody who's really resilient and who's a survivor to Weeble Wobble. Is that a nice compliment? Is that ever a compliment? Remember Jeff did that on Survivor the other day.
Yeah, but it wasn't a compliment.
Well, he meant it as one, but
Well, he said she fell down like a weeble wobble.
no, he
She didn't
said
fall down.
he said he can't keep her down like a Weeble Wobble because Weeble Wobbles.
Oh, he's saying she sucks and keeps falling down.
No, no, I thought he was saying that she couldn't be would just always come back up just like a Weeble Wobble. They can knock them down, but they won't. But they always come back up. Isn't that the point of Weeble Wobble?
Yeah, but it's still an insult to saying you fall down a lot. You gotta keep getting back up. So you're clumsy.
Do you see no way in which that could be meant as a compliment?
Yeah, I mean, if you're resilient, everybody falls down a lot. It's a compliment. Sounds like that.
Yeah, it's a compliment to all the clumsy people. If you're naturally clumsy, then and somebody compares you to a Weeble Wobble, then yeah, you should be like, thank you. I mean, there's people that keep getting back on the horse, right? What the hell? Why are they falling off the horse so much? Horse isn't that hard to stay on. No, they're not hard to stay on. Unless okay, I granted the ones that I rode were the ones that don't mind you being on them.
Yeah,
But why do you keep getting on a horse that doesn't want you on it? That's really the question. It's kind of rapey, you know. You force it to hold you on its back. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, how much detail do you put in the soft stages? Although I do kind of like this because it already has that plumpness about it right now, so it's kind of easy to give it that look. I like that it's a little bit. I want to make it a little more flexy. I don't think in terms of it being things being bent much.
You've been throwing off 3 different horses in your life. That's crazy. I've never been thrown off before. What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. I was just talking about clay. All right, this guy's ready to be baked. I'm gonna go throw this in the oven.
Horses your whole life, man. 3 different times.
All right, so I got a new topic for you. Chicken seeds.
Chicken seeds?
Yeah, chicken seeds.
Like the seeds that chickens eat, or
No, eggs. Basically, I'm just talking about eggs. How an egg is basically chicken seed. I mean, do you think anybody's ever considered that if you just planted it in the ground, that you might get a chicken?
what? You believe it? I guess anything's possible.
All right, so I guess. Oh, so these legs. I had such a great idea about the legs today. Is that I'm going to keep them like this, and they'll just be a little stand for this figure. And then since he, she, it, whatever it is, since it is a ball, then you can just put it on there however you want, and you can be looking in any direction, up, down. There's all kinds of interesting things you can do with it, with very few limitations. So that will be fun. And I'm trying to make this look like it's the little slug tentacles going for a little walk, taking a little stroll. So it'll be tilted a little bit too, which I like. We'll give it a little bit more character in terms of no matter how you put it on there, it'll be kind of tilted.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I love this, and I kind of love this chunky. The way I was kind of block it in, but it being fat and chunky like that's kind of nice.
Yeah. What do you mean block it in?
I was just trying to make a big fat things like this just to block it in, just so I'd have an idea of what the dimensions would look like. But now that I've seen it like this, I like it fat like that. And I don't know. At first, I had more of an intended a more like a finished looking thing. And now I'm thinking not so much. Maybe I'll just make it nice and yeah, yeah. I know it looks very toy like right now, so I like that about it. I do like the drawings that I do where the lines are so loose that sometimes they get away from me and they make like fatter eyelid sections. That always gives it a lot of character. Yeah. Plus, on the figure, what that will do will be when it's sitting in the light, it'll cast bigger shadows, which is one of the things I like to do with the eyes. Is the idea of how the eyelids cast shadows on the eye. I like that. So I'm gonna try to make that a feature of it where it'll cast like rounder or shaped shadows. Is that something you think about? When you think about weird shit like that? Clay. Well, you said something I thought was a good one. You said that I needed to make the wing fatter, and I didn't know what you were talking about at first. But after you said that, I realized, oh yeah, because I'm thinking in terms of this wing being two-dimensional, like the way I drew it. But if I do make it fatter, especially on that top part, yeah. So I've already started. See, so at first it was just flat. I was thinking about these drawings. Yeah, so this drawing, I thought, oh, I love these little iconic wings. I want to make a three-dimensional version of it. When so my three-dimensional version was very flat, but then you said make it fatter, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. So now I'm thinking about this as a plane too. So I'm gonna put another one of these little bulges at the top of this other side, and it'll be nice and fat at the top. And then the feathers will be thin though, huh? Yeah, absolutely. It'll still be shaped like it from the side, but from the top, it'll be so fat in the middle, and then the wing, and then basically the feathers will taper out, which is exactly like a wing. So that was a brilliant suggestion. Thank you for that. I got to remember 15 minutes for that baking. Yeah, I mean chicken seeds, especially when you boil them and you eat them like that, they seem like seeds. Hard boiled eggs. There's a little echo. I'm gonna turn my sound down. I mean, would it? What kind of plant would a chicken grow out of anyway when he grew out of the ground? I mean, what would a chicken plant look like if an egg is a chicken seed? I feel like it might be disturbing. Well, what if a plant was made out of feathers? Yeah, I already just nailed it, babe. I said, what if the plant was made out of feathers? All the leaves were feathers. That'd be incredible. Can you imagine that? That's a great drawing. I'm already trying to think of how to do that. Look at that. It's already coming to fruition what you said. Still not fat enough. I got to make it nice and fat. Big old fat wing. I love actually seeing things in 3D because at first, again, I was thinking about it in two dimensions, but whenever I put it on there, I'm going to bend it. So it'll be nice and have lots of personality. Like it's flying. Making toys is so fun. Don't try to stop me. Can't be done. Oh, there's a lyric. Making toys is so fun. Don't try to stop me. Can't be done. I was thinking about the Dr. Sketches we used to go to, and how a couple times, I don't know, was it a couple times? We'd pick up hitchhikers, And oftentimes they'd be like couples. What do you think that life is like?
It's gotta be safer traveling with her.
What's your relationship like when you're living on the road together all the time?
It's awesome. Off the road job.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you make money though sporadically? You gotta do that sometimes.
Do they make money? Do they need money?
Maybe they just go on the road for like part of the year.
I would love to do Dr. Sketchy stuff or some more. I don't know. I guess it's the thing I liked the most about it was it's kind of like a way of socializing where you don't actually have to socialize that much. So if you're not comfortable with socializing, that helps. You get to be in the company of other people. You get to be inspired by people.
With prizes, I was glad about it.
What'd you say?
Friendly
Prizes?
competition.
Yeah, yes. The competition. Yeah,
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 excited about it more.
yeah. Plus the competition is kind of like inspiration too.
And what's the problem?
What?
I told you, you're just looking at half naked people the whole
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah. And then there's that aspect where you have like, and they're not just half naked. They're also cool people. Like they have some kind of style or nerdy costume or that was always fun. Definitely would like to do that more in my life someday. Oh, I sent a thing out to Adonica about that. So if she could get some people together and then we could get Casual Hex or whoever the folks from the Hideaway together, that'd be fun. See, now that that's the thing I don't like about it. The soft stuff is so easy to squish it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why can't it get the skeleton with that clay and actually just do the soft stuff?
10 till I'm gonna take that thing out of the oven. See already, I forgot. I lost the plot, as the Brits say.
Oh, that's funny.
Lost the plot. Yep. Ugh. Shit ain't behaving right. It's like, ugh. Cooperate. You know what I want.
And they will just go to think of what designs they want on the paper or sculpt it,
Oh.
and they'll just be there.
Ooh, I thought you were talking about some cyborg type stuff, like you get a 3D printer connected
Yeah,
to
that's
your
what I'm
brain
saying.
somehow.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good point.
is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. We'll have like cybernetic studios. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
You'd even possibly have robots and shit like that. So as you're thinking about stuff, it wouldn't necessarily have to 3D print. It could be like a laser arm or some kind of CNC table. But although that is a good idea, the 3D one. Like this chunky bird wing now. You got to get the other part back in shape, but you got to have intention when you sculpt. That's my opinion. It's got to look like you meant to do that. That's one
intention
feature.
sculpting.
Huh?
Have intention in not visually, right?
Yeah, and drawing and all that. But I mean, I feel like that's one. Oh, that was one thing I was going to talk about. Actually, I thought of it as a conversation. Um, like art school. What's the advantages going to art school? Are there any advantages? And I think I was that kind of what we were just about to talk about makes me think about that. Is that I do think that there are things you can learn academically or ideas that you can learn that can make you a better artist. And that you can get those or it can be systematically portioned out to you at an art school. And that's the advantage of going to art school. But all that information is also available for free.
I know.
So going to art
I
school is
know.
kind
It
of dumb.
makes it all seem so stupid.
Yeah. But it wasn't as free or as accessible when we were younger. So
Just going for the technical skills of like printmaking, you didn't have access to presses.
yeah, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the equipment.
I mean, I want to be weaving. I had these huge looms I got to play with, and sculpture and welding. All that stuff's great. But the fact that you gotta pay so much for it and you're not going to take art classes. They'll just take individual classes and I'll do it for free.
Yeah, I feel like the internet, as time goes on and people find ways to do it, the internet is going to be the way that people all get together, like just like what you were talking about with the presses and how you have access to all this equipment because of the fact that the school is a conglomerate of people. But at some point, people could do that too. They could just be like, hey, let's all get together.
Yeah, but here's what people hate each other.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, one way to do it would also be to do it like this. You just be like, hey, I have a press. If anybody would like their stuff pressed, I'll press it for you.
No, I want it all done. I'm gonna do my own pressing.
You're going to do your own pressing. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'll do my own pressing and I'll leave the ink for you. You're gonna assist me.
I
Go for it. Every person.
feel like this thing is taking off. I
Probably
cannot
gonna
control it
help me
now.
with this.
It's gotten bigger. I think I lost my proportions. I'm gonna have to go back. Well, but that's another thing. Is that later on I'm going to pare it down when I shave on it. Yeah, it's too big now, but that's all right. I need these proportions to be right. I don't know. I feel like that thing that they talk about on Face Off. The silhouette is an interesting idea, and it's a good idea to keep in mind when you're doing stuff. Like, what does it look like in silhouette? Is it identifiable as something in a silhouette? And then, like what we were just talking about, to look at it in different planes. So, like, I tend to look at things in 2 dimensions, and then you pointed out it should be fat, and that made me think of it in 3 dimensions. And then you can bend it, and and see, I didn't even think of that. I could twist it also, which I hadn't thought about. Yeah, you twist it, and now it's a whole more realistic looking.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly. I need to do more action.
jeez, I put so much movement in it. I didn't even think of that. So there you go. And bend it. How about bend it and twist it? That's awesome. Now I just warped it into a hot mess. It's not even a wing anymore.
Now it's trash. You know what? Never too far before it's eliminated.
That's right. What were you talking about the other day? One of your theories is to always it's better to go too far than not far enough.
Always take a step too
That's a
far.
great strategy in life. I mean, to not know what it could have been is a horrible feeling.
It's better to know what you know.
If I reach the end of my life and somebody tells me about something I could have done, I'll be so mad. Just shut up.
Don't love my own life.
So far, no regrets. It's tempting to have regrets, though. I mean, think about, man, why did I have that setback? Why did that have to be the case? If I had a blah, 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 but you know what? You get where you are and you're happy with it. Man, this is so fun. I love this sculpting stuff.
Oh my
Look at
God.
that. It's just so fun to see something taking shape and to have, like, ooh, especially because it kind of feels like a lot of times it's just doing it to itself. You do it to yourself, you do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave a lot of this to the after bake process because my hands are too big to not mush it.
Bragging around.
Not mush it. Don't mush it. Stop mushing it. Oh, I love these tools too. I was about to freak out not being able to find this earlier. This is such a nice tool. I love this shape. It's so useful. It's like somebody, and that's probably hundreds of thousands of years of people doing this kind of stuff. And that's why it looks like that. Evolution. I love that you're in the conversations, babe, because you know how stupid I am about stuff, and then I hear you, and I'm like, oh, that was nerdy. You just scoff at me. You're like, you fucking nerd.
I'm very
Well, I nerd out over here about tools.
Remember Star Trek?
Remember Star Trek? My idiot. I was a Star Trek. I was a Trekkie growing up, and my idiot friends wanted to fucking play Star Trek as a game. Like you run around in a Nothing. That's why it's stupid.
Yeah.
You fucking beam everywhere in Star Trek, so there's no flying. There's no fast ships.
Do you find some aliens or try to
The aliens are fucking lame all the time. You always got to negotiate first.
negotiate?
You can't break the goddamn laws because you're like the police or something. Oh, Star Trek. That's the worst. I liked it because it was scientific, but I mean, it's not a game to play. Star Wars definitely knew what they were doing.
Sounds better than playing house, little girl. I always hated when other girls wanted to play house. What is this shit? One of us has to be the mom.
Hey, let's play. Let's play Have Babies. That's what that game is.
What?
Let's play Have Babies. That's why you didn't like it. You're like, I'm gonna have a career. I don't want to play that. Oh my gosh, when shit comes together, look at this little guy. You got all plump. Now we gotta bend it and twist it. Oh. Oh well, it don't matter. I'm about to twist it out of shape. And that's the thing too. How do I keep it in this shape while it's in the oven? All right. So what side is this going on? It's gonna go like that. Boom. No twist it. Oh, that's a good idea. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. I mean, really. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. You got to really, when you start doing, you got to really exaggerate it so people know you meant to do that.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that. Woo! That's the good shit lollipop. All right, 5 after. I'm going to take out the first wing. Damn it, I didn't weigh it. I meant to weigh it. Oh well. I wonder how much weight it will lose, if any, while it's baking. Should put this drawing right here so people know what the reference is. Does it matter? Nothing matters. Nothing else matters. His wings are so adorbs. Like the smell of baked Sculpey. Little chubby halo. I like it. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's a good size too. You were right about it showing over the top of it from the front. That looks great. Oh, what's also cool about this is that I'm going to use it for the comic, so it'll be so easy to just turn it in whatever direction and be able to draw it. It'll make the whole comic book process a lot quicker. I mean, that tongue's virtually done. I don't know. I think it needs more exaggeration. But I could bake it and then exaggerate it, so I might throw it in the oven. I think he needs a little smile on his face too as he sticks his tongue out. I want him to have a little bit of a mischievous grin. So what would that be like? Oh, turn it. Yeah, see? There you go. You start thinking about that. turning it. Nope. Yeah, like he's sticking his mouth out to the side. And then you can twist that too. Oh yeah. That's funny. I mean, art really creates itself. It's just funny. You look at this, especially with clay, because I feel like it does stuff, and then you, because it's in 3 dimensions, you see things that if you're not 3 dimensionally inclined, you might not have thought of.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Definitely fun just playing around with the shapes.
I mean, look at this little mouth. It's just because I warped the loop. I had a little loop there, like a circle, and I thought it was just going to be a little circle mouth, but no, it looks like a mouth. Why not make it look like a mouth? That is hilarious. I always feel like one of the problems I have with Sculpey is that I just add and add to it until everything's the wrong size.
One of the problems is everything's always wrong.
One of the problems with the art that I do is I do everything the wrong way. Yeah, my method is I do everything the wrong way until I see things.
Like going through the woods every time your art piece starts out okay, and then you're like, oh, this sucks, this is terrible, everything actually horrible, and then you're like, I kind of like this.
I don't like this. Then you go to bed, and the next day it's horrible again.
So trash, why do I keep working on it?
Why do I art? Every artist's life. That's why I needed this tool, is because of this kind of stuff right here. So much detail you get. It's got so many planes on it. Oh, the other problem with Sculpey is that as you work with these little things, they get warm. And the warmer it gets, the softer it gets, which is like, then after a while, it's like trying to sculpt chocolate pudding.
Don't add too much water. Water.
I'm trying to do this on camera. Does it matter? It doesn't, does it? Hey, I had a theory that you might find interesting. It's a good topic of conversation. Did you know that a QAnon has not been around? People has gone missing or something? Yeah, so like QAnon has stopped posting stuff. Well, this is what I was wondering. You said your mom's gonna be sad about it, right? So my theory was, I was wondering if maybe you think maybe your mom is QAnon. Did she? I mean, I just want you to put that out there for her. Just tell her, first of all, tell her that I told you that QAnon had gone into hiding or something. And see what she says about that. And then tell her my theory that I was wondering if maybe she was QAnon. I'm just curious what she would think about that. She'd probably be, first of all, she'd probably, well, I mean, there's a reason why he's in hiding. And I'm sure they have a, the fans of QAnon have an explanation. Did the FBI come on? Is the FBI about to? There's always some, conspiracy reason why. And plus, there may actually be a real one. Why is QAnon stopped posting? He was having or they were having so much success with this fan base of conspiracy theory people. This mouth is getting juicier and juicier. like it.
Just drool on it over there.
It's all fat lips. But I mean, that's kind of the whole feeling I wanted to get out of it is that the legs, it's all like a juicy. I think that's all I can say is juicy. I want all his features to be juicy.
You should call him Juicy Boy.
Juicy eye. Whoa. Children screaming outside. When I see stuff like this, when you get detail, get on there. When you get detail on the sculpt, I start like imagining what this mouth is going to look like talking in an animated form. Like I hope someday that you and I get to direct maybe or produce an animation. I mean, his fat lips, blah blah, talking blah 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 blah. Who is that guy from Fat Albert? Oh, and now he's got fucking dimples. That's hilarious. It's a great idea. Some dimples. Jeez, it's like. Ah, that is funny. So you have not been telling me any of these conspiracies or anything lately that your mom not talking about that stuff anymore? No. Off the topic. I mean that whole okay, you absolutely should ask her though about that whole documentary we watched with Jerry Falwell. You should ask her about that. I'm just dying to know what she'd think about that. There's got to be. I mean, it seems obvious that there is a real reason why they would put that out now. Like maybe they are trying to stop Trump's campaign ahead of time. Talking about Jerry Falwell, but I'm just curious what your mom would think about it. Dang it! No, it's not. I forgot his tongue goes in there. When you put it in context, it makes it so much funnier. All right. But that's too far to the side, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe it's too complex now. Yeah, that's funny. I like those TikTok videos where people put their mouths up on the art. You know how the mouth is missing on the art, and then they put their mouths up to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they talk or they smile. They'll just smile or something. It's so funny.
It's just simple things in life.
Yeah, I mean, somebody, maybe us, maybe we should do it. Somebody should do those things and then just say things, funny things. I mean, I've never seen anybody just talk like that. Because I mean, Conan used to do that. That was a bit they used to have, right?
Yeah.
He'd interview people like that. But yeah, why not do that more? That's hilarious.
I'm saying bring it back.
Bring it back. Let's you and me bring it back. We're gonna. And we'll do art. I mean, why not be art, right? I mean, we're about art. You know, there's something about whenever I make these tongues, I just want to make like a collection of tongues. Look at it. Yeah, it sounds very serial killerish to say like that, but this is my collection of tongues. I mean, but look at it. It's so fat. You got to be intentional. I mean, you got to get that. Get. Yeah. See, look at that. When you're intentional, it just makes everything like a cartoon. I think that's what I like about it. These like whenever we've been talking about the concrete lately and the dimensions of the cracks, I think that when you make them bigger dimensions proportionally, that makes it more cartoon like.
Yeah, I like it the oversized proportions.
Yeah.
A lot of really large.
So now that I'm twisting stuff, it's really adding character to some of these parts.
I'm excited to make more figures and make them more animated looking experiments and different poses.
Yeah, on top of exaggerated dimensions, exaggerated uh, poses. This tongue is cute. I'm gonna probably sculpt it first, and then I can just stick it in the stick it in the mouth afterwards because it'll be better that way.
What? Oh, glue?
Instead, I've been trying to do the mouth and the tongue together, but every time I'm doing that, I'm squishing one or the other, so it's not working.
I would do the mouth and Sculpey and tongue in two-part tongue.
The mouth in Sculpey and the tongue in two-part epoxy. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
It kind of settles in there and looks.
Yeah, plus the two-part is kind of sticky.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't stick that well to two-part epoxy, I've noticed.
You stick it in there, it's fine. Oh, not
Do you ever like smear it on there first to make it more sticky? I try to do stuff like that.
I don't.
You're like, no, I don't do nerdy shit.
I'm gonna wash my hands. Get out of here.
you can like cut the little tongue groove, but then if you squish it together, it looks more realistic. It's like a little butt cheek.
The tongues are the butt of the mouth.
The out hole. Uh-oh, I got a call. It's a whip wraps person. Doesn't matter. Don't need it right now. We'll get back to you. Man, there's so much personality possible. But you gotta stop somewhere. Break the damn thing. Uh-oh, I got that other piece in there, and it's time to get it. Woo! Look at this guy. Oh, that is broken. No, just kidding. Cute.
Oh, I love the angles on it now.
Yes.
Before.
Yep.
Like a full-fledged animation
Mm-hmm. You don't even have to animate the shit; it animates itself. So I was gonna go back here, this little bag. Of course, I'm gonna pare it down. The proportions are wrong now, but I don't know. Maybe they're not wrong. Maybe this universe is like, nope, your proportions were wrong in the first place, and now they're right. Ow! And it's very hot to hold. Oh, the lips still on there. But now I need to figure out how to. So I just thought of this too. On top of the fact I hadn't thought of his lips being so juicy. Now that I just thought of his lips, I was just making regular straight lips. But now, what do juicy lips look like when they're stuck out with the tongue out?
Yeah, what does that look?
I need to do that. I need to animate his mouth. So, but that's too complicated for me right now. I'm gonna do something else. So we got baked crown and halo. We've got the wing. Oh, I want to do his eyelids. Or its eyelids. His little horns. I don't know. I like little stubby horns.
Mm-hmm. Especially when it keeps the round profile.
Yeah. So you think stubby's good?
Yeah.
I shouldn't go more shapely. Now, this part here, I want there to be less variety in thickness and Less variety in width and more in thickness. Does that make sense, Magic? Less variety in width, less variance in width and more in thickness.
Yeah, like all the way around.
I want his eyelid to be almost consistently wide, but I want the thickness of the eyelid to get gradually thicker toward the front part, toward the curved part.
Yeah.
And I want it to be like a significant. Like I'm always talking about the exaggerated thing, intentional looking. Because sometimes when I'm very sketchy with the drawing of the eye, and I'm trying to draw the width of the eyelid, if I'm very sketchy, that gets inconsistent. And sometimes if there's a huge gap, it makes it look so cool if it's the top eyelid. It makes, because then you draw the shadow, and the shadow's more dramatic looking.
Yeah. I like the overput like play a lot, and then
Yes.
to like stand in some different angles and play with it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah. Then you have something to take away, to subtract from. That's cool. That's a good point. No, what is too much? I feel like in our styles, between your style and my style, I like that my style tends to be more angular and yours tends to be more flowing.
Yeah, that is a nice contrast. Should be more flat.
Like how you like rounded curves on edges on things, and I like more angular edges. I love this knife. I'm so glad I found it. Or this tool.
We two belong together.
You can follow our OnlyFans where we talk about our tools intimately. Well, I'm over here talking about width and girth and all that shit too. So, oh, now it's taking shape. See, to me, when you get them angles on it, it looks so good. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Shadows cast. It's not thick enough. It needs to be like. Need to find one of those sketches I did and look at it probably as a reference. Get inspired. I need a lot of light. I get my elbows off that edge piece. That's the one that makes all the noise. Magic bringing in from left field. What about masturbation? I love you. You're hilarious. Yeah, it does sound like, is it a wooden bed?
Yep, you're right. You can masturbate anywhere.
It sounds like a line from Pinky and the Brain. Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? Are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking, Pinky?
I think so, Brian. How are we going to get all those condoms on Mount Rushmore?
Uh-oh, I forgot to mark my time. I think I'm 20 after is when I get this next one out. I was thinking about this eyelid. I can put angles on that too. That'd make it more interesting. Angles on the eyelid. I always thought tear ducts are gross though.
Yeah, I'm not into.
You ever look at your tear ducts in the mirror and you're like,
Oh,
ugh?
yeah, I want to draw something.
Do you ever blow air out of your tear ducts?
No, that's
Well,
the thing.
yeah, you hold your nostrils and you close your mouth. Well,
When you feel it like a bubble.
yeah, it blows air out of your tear ducts and pops your ears, of course. No, I don't want an angle on that. If anything, I want the angle to be the other way, so that'll make a more dramatic shadow. Oh, that's interesting. See, if I twist the top eyelid, it makes it like an eyebrow. So yeah, you can have like a almost like a raised eyebrow look from just his eyelid being raised on one side. That's interesting. Plus, you make yeah, that's fun. Sculpting is fun. What are you what's your next figures that you're making?
I just made frogs. These are my frogs.
So you're casting those, but I mean what's the next figure that you're sculpting for yourself?
I'm working on this bird figure.
You're making a bird figure? Oh yeah, I love that. Is there something Egyptian about that? I feel huh?
Feels like it when it's painted a certain way.
Yeah, it's kind of got there's something about it reminds me of something Egyptian. I'm not sure what it is. I think there's something about taking art seriously. I mean, we shouldn't take it that seriously, but we also take pride in it. So there's nothing wrong with studying art or discussing art, being interested in.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been made fun of our whole lives, but
yeah,
you don't tell people you majored in art.
yeah,
And they're like, oh,
yeah.
stereotypical movie response.
I'm at a point in my life where I've finally realized, well, the reason why people think that's corny is because when we're freaking talking about art, they have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. It's because they're dumb. Now I understand. Oh, it's not because there's something wrong with me. It's because they don't get what we're talking about, and that's we're really lucky to even get it. It's fun to be able to see things that people can't see. And then to show it to them. That's the other good part about it. Multiple angles. One of the things that I really liked about Todd McFarlane's, is that his name? Todd McFarlane? Yeah, toys that he makes, like the Where the Wild Things Are, is the way that he captured Maurice Sendak's illustration style in the textures and the way that they painted the figures. I've been thinking about that too, like with this thing. I was like, is there a way? Which at first it was kind of like that when it was all sketchy with the fat clay. It was more like the sketches are of the eyes. But I think it was too sketchy like that. But it's fun to think like, how can you make a figure look like a sketch? Like some of these textures, just leaving some of that in there. Would you leave it?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely enjoy line work and drawings and wish I could convey that sense of style and figure. I like those paint jobs that people are doing now where it's very pop arty and they have more black lines going on.
What are they painting this stuff on?
Toys, figures.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of how like it's funny how all the art informs the other art. So like the three-dimensional art, how they map textures onto the surface, and basically now people are kind of doing that in the real the real world. They're using that as a real world technique on hand sculpted things. There's drawing textures on it or mapping textures on it. That'd be interesting, since I do wraps, to do sculptures and then put a wrap on a sculpture that was printed like a texture. So
Yeah,
basically
you
use
can't do that. Absolutely. Like your figures,
yeah,
just wrap them.
yeah, just wrap it.
That could be a whole thing. People could send you those huge 20-inch figures and you could put a big wrap on the big lavish schools. So good.
I can't begrudge the universe's choices because they're always better than what I'm thinking.
That's not going to help you out in the future when things are made from exactly what you're thinking. You're going to need that process.
Yeah, that's not gonna help me at all. That's never been good. Not a single thing that I've ever made looked like what I wanted it to look, what I imagined it would look like, which was a good thing. Yeah, it's always better. I'm like, whoa, thank God I suck at making stuff.
What if you're in class and you have a program where you think of something and then it appears and it's made right in front of you,
Oh,
but you get all embarrassed and you think,
no, 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 no. Because you know what'll happen? It'll be a class full of men. It'll just be tits and asses and try not to think about that stuff. And they'll be like, your grandma. Oh. Your grandma's tits. No. Oh, that's hilarious. I just found a tool a minute ago that I thought, what would I ever use something like that for? And now I'm thinking, I could sure use that.
I'm glad you found it.
I don't. Oh, look, and there it is. That's the exact tool I was thinking. I mushed the people into it, which is what I was gonna do anyway, but it's probably not going there. So go thick to thin to thick again. All these tools. Thought I had an X-Acto knife over here. No. How are you doing? I can't even see the camera, which is annoying. Oh, your hand's in the way. Oh, that looks great. I love those little floaty creatures you made. Someday, baby, I'm gonna create a mini drone that mini drone that looks like those creatures you just created. Hmm.
That'll be, yeah. That's just simple enough design. I don't even think that's someone else.
But they'll be made out of they'll be carbon based. They'll be actual living creatures. You don't want, yeah, they'll be alive. Call them mini drones, but they'll be made with DNA sequences in carbon-based, 3D printed, biomechanical magic monsters. Well, did I mention that the other day? Oh yeah, there's a lot. So there's sentience and there's sentience. That's right, if they're somewhat sentient. Not everything that's sentient worries about the meaning of everything. Just us. We're just burdened with that sentience. Oh, I need a freaking blade. That's what I need.
You need a sharp one or dull?
Sharp. Here, this will work. It's got a blade on it.
I ordered some more blades. You want one?
No, this is working.
What are you doing?
Well, now I got a whole thing where I want a variance in the width right here and the thickness here, and then in the shape here. Too many angles is confusing me now. Oh, plus the angle of the lip.
So we got a question about local events going on. If we'll be at any where they can grab our work.
Oh, local events. Yeah, we're going to be at Create-A-Con in December. I don't know where local, not in Tennessee, is it? Yeah, where's local? That's a good question. That's a good question. Where's local considered?
A lot of our stuff is for sale. If you ever want to DM us or check out our website,
Yeah.
the profile.
Magic Monsters.
Yeah, I guess that's mostly my shop.
That's right.
Yeah, just send us a message if you ever see anything you like.
Nobody's trying to buy this shit.
We usually do stuff in the summertime locally.
Graffiti events, festivals. We haven't even done one of those. When's the last time we did one of those? It's been a year at least. That's taking shape.
What is that? There is Bristol and Bloom Fest. What's the right one? What's the one that's Artstruck? The Artstruck Festival.
Kingsport.
Look that up. No, I believe that's going to be downtown Johnson City.
Oh, okay. Are we in that too?
Yeah.
Wow. So. Should say you. Are you in that? Maybe. Uh-oh, children on the porch.
What's on the porch, kids?
Magic is going to squirt the kids with a spray bottle.
Where's my BB gun?
Halloween's over, bitches! BB gun. You did buy a BB gun. Where's the pellets to that? How come you haven't got any pellets to that yet? Yeah, she's going to be shooting kids left and right. Those are my cats! Yeah, I saw it was pellet.
I'll get her done.
So now I know I need to rest my elbows while I'm sculpting. Oh, I forgot about. Well, it's been an hour. You done? Yeah, I think unless you want to just keep going, I mean, it doesn't matter. All right. So I got this crown and halo done. I got the wing, started. All this will be sanded on the tongue, part of the eyelid. Yeah, me too. That was fun. Thank you.
I hope that was the right festival.
So how did that feel?
Good.
Now we can listen to stuff. What do you want to hear? Survivor? No more Survivor. Finish speaking.
Pretty well. You did a good job of keeping the conversation going. I don't really want to talk about political stuff with my mom.
You don't have to. You just don't make it political.
Yeah, I just don't know much about it. No, more about things that I talk about.
I was pretty fun. Spawning on our own house. Spawning on our own house.
You gotta turn